So we head into deadline day with one of the weirdest transfer windows I think I've ever had. Roll the intro. No, I won't stop. Hello and welcome back to the Folkestone Invicta Save. I am Cultured Left Foot. It's a pleasure to have you with me. And it's been really weird. Obviously, we got to the final of the Euros with Spain and then resigned. And promptly got offered the England job. So we are now England manager, but we'll cover that for major tournaments in the future, of which will be the World Cup, I think, will be next in 2 years' time. So that'll be interesting. Unless, of course, we win the Premier League and Champions League before that, and then the series ends. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens. But into the transfer window, where nothing has happened of major note. I mean, we've bought in Joe and Scott. You are now in. Both bought in from Arsenal as youngsters. Both looking pretty decent for the ages. 19 Joe, and Scott is 18. Italian Scott. I'm sure you've always wanted to be Italian. So, yeah. So, two youngsters come in. Jan Petrick, you've gone on loan to Oxford. Gio, you've gone on loan to Legia Warsaw, back to your native Poland. You're not going to get much game time for us, so we thought we'd loan you out. And Callum Bacon and Sleepless Master, I want to say, and who else was it? James Hamilton. It looks like you might all be going out on loan as well, because you're not just going to get much game time there. But yeah, the surprise about it is that nothing's happened. Like, I've bid for people. Don't get me wrong, I've bid for people, but they've just always gone elsewhere. I mean, we bid for... It was a right back. Was it? It couldn't have been him. I swear he moved to Arsenal for quite a lot of money. Shotterall, there he is. 14.25 million. We got it accepted. And he decided that 300 grand a week at Arsenal was better than the 140 grand a week I was offering him at Folkestone. So that's quite understandable. We made a bid for him. We've made a bid for a few other fullbacks that haven't come off. So I've been bidding for people. It's just not... I don't know. Nothing's happened. And we've had people want our players. So Abel, 1. Medina, 2. Josh Thomas, 3. Marin, 4. Gia, 5. Vincent, 6. Ludwig, 7. Berger, 8. And Gunnarsson also had someone interested earlier, but I rejected it as well. So, like, 8 players that have had interest through the whole summer and have had no bids. So what we're going to do, because I feel like it could be quite an interesting deadline day, is we're going to do deadline day in this episode, and then we'll get on to the start of the season against Bournemouth. How seriously has your transfer budget been depleted by the sort of deals you've made in this transfer window? I mean, there's plenty left. I don't know why I said you can expect to see spending, but I haven't spent anything. I literally haven't spent anything this window, other than payments paying off the other ones. It's quite ridiculous, to be honest. All very, very bizarre. Very, very bizarre. But we'll do the registration, all that. We've got Bournemouth coming up next. Josh Thomas, nobody wants him. No one thinks it'll be a good move. I might just send him out on loan again. Offer to clubs on loan. Pay all of his wages and give us 15 million at the end of the loan. Why not? See what people say to that. Brett Higgins, you're going on loan to Preston, which will be good for you to get some games from up there. Leeds come in for Chia. I'm pretty sure... Yeah, my client isn't interested in speaking to Leeds. So, right, with Abel coming back as well, Amir Abel, our right wing is looking very, very good. We've got Amir Abel and Javier Chia will be rotating on the right-hand side, which I very much like the look of. Looking forward to seeing that happen. But yeah, I mean, really, I'm only looking for a right-back. And then, even at that sort of... I'm not desperate for a right-back. I'm not... gonna go. I've got a £93 million right back, so that I paid for. Sylvan Berger, that I've got no intention of selling him. So, but it's been very, very strange. No one's paid any release fees. No one's even made bids of, well, you know, once we receive a bid reflecting its value, they failed to meet it. So. It's very, very strange. It's been a very... Obviously, it was interrupted by the Spanish expedition into the Euros, but generally, it's just a bit strange. It's just a bit strange. I'm trying to bring in an Englishman as well, like Danny Oliver, right back, not very good. I might as well play Marin there over him and save a bit of money. I think, the club are going to be a bit annoyed because they want us to sign high-profile players. They're only satisfied at the moment. So it would be nice to bring one in, but I'm not going to bring in a high, well-known player if I don't sell another one. I wouldn't mind getting rid of Thomas. He's a bit useless. Now we've got better right wingers that are younger. So it's just a very, very strange situation for a transfer window. And I don't think that... Look, go and speak to some clubs. Look, you go and find a move. From what I gather, it will be as quiet as the past few weeks, especially for us. So, and I can't remember a transfer window ever on Football Manager for me where I haven't brought in at least one person that's going to be in the first team mix, whether it be starting or in the subs. But if I'm honest, I'm very happy with the squad we've got. Centre backs look good. Gashy's going to come in and be one of our starting centre backs this year. I think he's got a lot of potential. Obviously, he's listed as one. Gunnlaugson is one of the best right backs, or will be one of the best right backs in the game. Ramos is a starting goalkeeper for one of the best nations in the game. Ludwig's a good quality left back. Could look to upgrade him, but his output has been very, very good. So why would I do that? He's still relatively young at 26. I mean, central midfielders, Vincent and Bunga is very good. Could buy a backup for them, but nobody wants to move to us to just be a backup at the moment, which is fine. We've got Gia and Abel on the right. We've got Osmani and Adam Ida on the left. We've got Fernandez and the other guy, John Robbins, up front, who we're going to rotate. We've got Paulo Cesar and James Taylor in the middle. We've also got Pablinho up front, who's going to come in. So we've got a very, very good squad. You could point to a lack of depth outside the first team, but honestly, I don't know how we would improve it. I mean, one of the people I'm looking at is Chris Chalk, but I don't need another striker. I just do not need another striker. He's clearly very, very good, but I don't need another striker. Manthos Vasopoulos could be someone we bring in to rotate in central midfield. Is he better than what we've already got? Not really. No. I could bring him on loan. To be honest, I could bring him on loan as a bit of a backup, but what's the point? I'd rather give that opportunity to a youngster we've got or something like that. So, but yeah, it's a very strange situation. We obviously are in a position now where... How much are you wanted by for Milan? We're in a bit of a strange situation where we've got Europa League, and I don't know. In fact, German Rodriguez. I think you were quite good when I looked at you previously. See, again, as a left back, I think 29.5 million could be a steal. 30 million. 30 million for him could be a steal at left back, but we've got Kenny. We've got Kenny backing up Ludwig. We've got basically Marin backing up Gunnlaugson now, who again, attacking wise isn't the best, but he's done a great job last year at centre back and right back, so he's wanted. I mean, it's just it's a perplexing situation where all of the deals that I thought, right, I need to buy this sort of player, it was all reliant on someone else leaving. And it's very Wolves now making a bid for Chia. No, I mean, why? Why would he leave us to go to Wolves? It's just stupid. Absolutely stupid. We're in the Europa League. I mean, I don't know what... Oh, yeah, I wanted to look at a schedule. I don't know when... There you go. We're entering the Europa League group stage. We go straight into the group stage. So, we've got a great chance of potentially winning the Europa League. It would be ridiculous. If there's any pressure, he might crumble. Who knows? But it's very... I've been looking at bargains. I've been looking at paying big money. I've been looking at all sorts. I mean, if we just go English, right, and go... Who is English that's on the transfer? Now, English is because I've got my max quota of foreigners, right? Most expensive Englishman, Chris Chalk, we've already looked at him. Looks good. I like the look of him. I'm not going to lie. If I needed a striker, I would be bidding. I would be bidding 17 million. I'd be picking him up. And I'd quite tempted to bid 17 million for him anyway and play him on the left wing. Because he's quick, he can dribble, he can sort of cross, he can't pass. I'm now maybe talking myself into bidding 17 million for him. He likes to run round with the ball down the left and cut in. I'm going to bid 17 million for him. I'm gonna bid 17 million for him. But then, right, well, the reason I came here is Liam Delap, not very good, really, not very good. 37 million, not very good. Dennis Smith, who has a bid on him, all right at 26, not too bad. He's wanted by Blackburn and Nims Olympic. So yeah, it's just a bit of a weird situation. Again, I could bring in an older head like Declan Rice, something I was tempted to do as a bit of a utility man. You know, you go transfer status, he's transferred for request, they want 9 million. Do I want to pay 9 million for a 33-year-old? No, of course I don't. Of course I don't. Like, they're not going to let him go on loan. I don't want to pay 110 grand a week for him on loan. I mean, 5 million? No, give us 9 million. 5 million? Like, even if you go like 6.5 million? No, 9 million. I mean, I could spread it over years, but do I want a 33-year-old Declan Rice at my club? Not really. I don't think he's worth it. I don't think he's worth it. Lenny Hobbs, 21-year-old, don't need a striker. Literally, England is just churning out strikers, and I've got no need for them. The other thing you could do is go and pick up like I think it's Jadon Sancho, because Jadon Sancho is still class. I think he's 32 over at Madrid. Yeah, 32, still very, very good. He's wanted and transfer listed 25 million. But again, do I want to pay 25 million for a 32-year-old Jadon Sancho? Don't get me wrong, he would perform very well for us. I'm sure he would. But 25 million, he's on 350 grand a week. It would be great to have him as inside forward. I'll tell you what, I just want to see what his wages would be. That's all I want to see, right? Chalk we'll get to in a minute. Sancho is not currently interested. Not currently interested. Good lags, and go and give him a chat. I think you're overlooking how good it would be for you to link up with Jadon here as well. Help drive the club forward. Sure, I'll speak to him. He wasn't really listening. No. So there you go. I mean, doesn't even want to move to us. Chalk, however, for 17 million, I could be interested in. Currently on 105. We reckon between 78. Squad player. I mean, this is all looking... I think he's getting desperate. We'll look to bring in a friend or a former teammate. Nope. We'll look to strengthen in defence. Nope. Nope, you're not going to play as a striker. I'm not going to improve my coaching team for you. And we're going to say that you're not getting a big salary either. And you're still happy to discuss. So there we go. You're already willing to take a pay cut, so let's get that a little bit down. In fact, you're actually relatively cheap. I can pay you a bit more because you're not going to start on the wing for us. It'll be Osmani. Let's go for that. You're already only asking for 9 grand more than I've put in there. So let's give you 85, 600, 22. Bosh. For 17 million, I'm going to take that. I'm going to take for 17 million. West Ham and Wolves are also in, but Chalk is he's moving to us. There we go. There we go. I didn't see that happening, but Chris Chalk comes in. I really hope he spent all of his time at Liverpool, so he'll be homegrown for the nation, which is fine. And there we go. Squad registration. Chalk, in you come. 24, 8. We've got 8 people registered already. So we've got 17 foreigners. That's I'm happy with that. Happy with that, yeah. So just checking that Gunnaugson was still registered as under 21. I mean, an impromptu buy, to be honest. He was good. I obviously hadn't scouted him or didn't look at him well enough to know that he could play on the left wing. But yeah, he can come in and wear the number 11. Look at that. Live transfers. Folkestone signed Chris Chalk, and it's another person we can get in into the England setup as well if he's playing well. I mean, he's going to get selected because he plays for me. So it's been a relatively dry transfer window. We're asking ourselves, we've done the right things too. We can note. I think we're on course with this. Everyone likes seeing new signings, but they have to be the right ones. And Charlie Chalk, he's definitely going to be called Charlie Chalk, isn't he? So definitely going to be called Charlie Chalk. So Cognat moved from Man United to Juventus for £87 million. Milic went from Inter Milan to Chelsea for £108 million. And Bradley went from the Raheem Sterling path from Liverpool to Man City for a whopping £82 million. Burnley were the most active. Arsenal spent the most. And we've bought him one player in the summer, and he does make us better. He's pretty versatile. I'm happy. I'm happy. Are you happy? Let me know in the comments if you think I've done well in the window there to mainly keep hold of all of our players. Obviously, we do have the issue where in-game the transfer windows in Europe haven't quite closed. You managed to bring Chiscrook on deadline over Everton to get 1 or 2 more deals in. No, I didn't want to. We targeted Chris in the last few hours and decided it was worth it. Come on, Maribor, you can beat Astana. Come on, Maribor. Come on, Maribor. You lost 3-1. That's terrible. Absolutely shocking. Because I just want to get Maribor in my group. That's all I want. Right, we'll be back for the first game of the season, which is Bournemouth. So we'll see you then. I'll just check my squad reg. Yeah, under 21, under 21. All is good to go. We could register someone else, but I'm not going to, because there may be a free transfer that I pick up for a bit of experience or a bit of a squad depth, as it were. Norwich make Guendouzi. I swear, if we look at Norwich's recent transfer history, it's just old players. It's just like player names that you recognise. Militao, he'll be old now. Yep, 34. They've signed Guendouzi. He's old. Last season, they signed Mason Mount. He is now 33, so he's old. Older, anyway. Butnik, 32. Yeah, he was only on loan, but they bought him in. Diego Dalot as well on loan. He's 33. So they just love bringing in old players. I don't understand it. New era dawns at the Eddie Howe Arena. There you go. The Eddie Howe Arena. That is potentially one of the worst names I've ever heard for a football stadium. Unbelievable. We'll send the assistant. And we've got... I'll pick the starting lineup in a minute. We'll be back for the game. So here we are then, back on game day, and this is how we're going to line up for the game. It's obviously going to be Ramos in goal. Right back, Gunnar Laugesen isn't fit as Liverpool get their season off to an absolute stonker with a 7-1 win over Fulham. We're going to have Ramos in goal. It will be Marin at right back. It will be centre-backs of Berger and Gashi. Ludwig comes in at left back. Vincent and Bunga in the middle. Chia, Taylor and Chalk on the left comes in for a debut. And Fernandez up front, obviously. On the bench, Adam Ido, Ross Jacobs, Bonin, Robbins, Kenny, Paulo Cesar and Medina. Right wing, Abel is injured. Pablino is injured as well. And Osmani is away on international duty, which is why Chalk comes in. And Gunnar Laugesen, has a sore bum, apparently. So, yeah. Okay, he's going to be out for 3 to 4 weeks. So he's going to be... Marin's going to have to fill in at right back for some time. Well, now, the big issue we're going to have is if the other European clubs pay release fees of the players. Because everything else that isn't a release fee, I'm just going to reject it. If they come in and play release fees for our big players, then we could have an issue. Isaac is coming in as well. They've got Lo Celso. They've still got Davies, who we had for a little while before selling him to Man City. But yeah, he's looking quite good. They survived on the last couple of days, I think, last season, Bournemouth. But here we are at the Eddie Howe Arena, and we'll have to see how we get on. David Dunn, we should do this for the fans. I'm going to assertively say I expect to win, because Bournemouth weren't very good last year. We were pretty good last year, and we're better than them. So Silverberg's lack of match fitness. How long can he last out there? He's good to go. He's good to go. Nothing. Oh, we're in 3D. We're in 3D because that's how I did the World Cup, wasn't it? No, not the World Cup. The Euros, as they say. Well, we lost on, spoiler alert, we lost on penalties to Holland after beating Holland in our group game 4-1 or something. It was very annoying. Marin on the right hand side into Taylor. Back to Marin. Keeps the ball. Ball across. Looking for Chalk. It's headed away. Ludwig on it. Ball across. Amador gets it away. Javier Cheer to Vincent. Into Taylor. Taylor into Bunga. Bunga to Vincent. Out it comes looking for Chalk, but it's headed away and that's cleared. And Isaac probably won't have the legs to get there anymore. He's quite old now. Berger into Ramos. I keep calling these people old. They're all younger than me. They're still, even in game, they're younger than me still. Berger. We've picked up a few yellow cards. I'm just going to... have we got get stuck in on? Yeah, we have. I feel like we've picked up a few early yellows there. Marin coming forward with it at a slow pace. Chalk! A Chalk on his debut! Charlie Chalk gets the goal. Charlie Chalk. Charlie Chalk. Charlie Chalk. Charlie Chalk. That's what they'll be singing in the away end. Look at in front of the away fans as well. Marin, ball into the back post. I've said he's got to impress at right back, and he's started the season off with an assist. Lovely stuff. So we picked up 2 yellow cards in the first 6 minutes, which is why I'm just going to ease off the get stuck in-ness. But yeah, 2 shots, 1 on target, 1 goal. I'll take that. I mean, it's not the best stats in the world, but I will take it. Ludwig, Gashi, Bunga. Bunga comes forward. Now, what we're going to do this year, and the fact that we haven't brought in too many people, is we are going to literally be playing for... Oh, that was a good ball in from Chalk. Ludwig, Bunga, back to Ludwig, Bunga again. Shot, and Sagawa makes a save. We're going to have a pretty settled starting 11, which means hopefully we can get connections all around the park. And that will really help, because it makes the players play better. As Schmidt gets through and shoots, it's past the post. Superb football from Sagawa, who is their goalkeeper, who literally just booted the ball up in the air quite long. Levesque with a good tackle on Cheer. He picks up the loose ball. It's Levesque again. And Levesque comes forward into Schmidt. Schmidt down the left-hand side. Gets past his man into the box, and Ramos with a good save. I just need to get these... but 5 is Berger, 24 is Gashi. Okay. But, you know, we're doing all right. There's no need to panic too much. I think we'll have a good season. But, yeah, I'm hoping to have a little bit more of a settled team, so we get partnerships with the wing-backs, the full-backs and the wingers. We get partnerships in the central midfield. At centre-backs, Fernandez with a header just over the bar. We get a link between Fernandez and Taylor, or Fernandez and whoever plays in the attacking midfield role a bit more. As we are very bad at judging long balls from their goalkeeper. Can we do something about that, please? That would be very handy if we could. Let's... you literally just got to tackle hard here. We're going to tightly mark Schmidt. And we're going to go and press all of the back... Actually, no. We're just going to go and press the... Definitely go and press the centre-backs to try and force them into a bit of an error. We aren't high pressing anyway. But with 5 minutes to go in the first half, it's Amador into Isaac, into Lo Celso. Celso put under pressure, into Davies, out to this side. Silvano gets past his man, Ramos with a good save. Let's go back to attacking. We seem to be letting them back in it a little bit. As I'll tell you what, I've set up this formation. I've just remembered that. I set up this formation because they were going to be playing narrow, and they're actually not playing narrow. So let's take off that. And we'll just... I thought I'd put it... Yeah, I have. I've got it set as extremely wide, which may not be... Because obviously that will... If you play extremely wide... Get my hands on the screen. If you play extremely wide as an attack, in transition, if you play narrow, your players obviously got further to run. So it's always something to consider. I'm playing standard defence. So from just a little bit wider to standard isn't too bad in terms of shape. But Bournemouth are putting some good moves together here. Can back to Levesque. Out to Silvano on this right-hand side. Into Davies. Lo Celso. Davies again. Back to Levesque. They're keeping the ball well, but not really doing too much with it. Sagawa goes long, and that's poor. Cheer picks it up. And now this is where we break. Cheer, using his pace, goes around the outside into the box. Cheer shoots, and Sagawa makes the save. And it's that explosive power we've got on a counter-attack that is very, very good. Vincent. Ball in, and it's cleared everybody. Chalk will try and keep it alive, but can't. It goes out for a throw-in, and that should be half-time, although we've got a free kick. Vincent puts it in. Gashi, it's a penalty, I think. Gashi said he was pushed. Madley goes over and awards the penalty, and stepping up will be Bunga, who is our designated penalty taker on the pitch, and Bunga makes it 2, and that is what we needed just before half-time. We can give them a bit of praise to hopefully just raise their morale just before we come in. As Bunga stepped up and fires it into the bottom corner. I think even if you go the right way, you're not saving that one. But a 2-0 lead away from home is a very good start this season. I'm very happy with how it's going. You can still play a little bit better. But, yeah, very happy. 6.6 is knocking around a little bit. Who's that? Ludwig and Vincent. Well, we'll see how they get on. We've got replacements for them in the squad. But generally, I'm pretty damn happy, to be honest. We could revert to the holding midfield role as well. Now we've got a 2-0 lead. But I think we've got more goals in us. I think we're playing well enough to stick with this formation. As Alexander Isaac has the ball on the left, but gets nothing from it. 8 shots to their 6, 5 on target to their 3. Yeah, we're playing pretty well. Let's take Vincent off for... I'm going to bring Bonin on, and we're going to push Bunga up a little bit higher into the Mazzala role. And I think we'll leave it there for now. It'd be good to get Robbins on for a debut. He could come on to replace Fernandez at some point. Maybe on the 70-minute mark if it's still 2-0 as Marcus Vinicius gets it away. And Jordan, there's a bit of space here for Schmidt, who we're meant to be marking tightly. Ramos makes the save and Ludwig's on hand to pick up the loose ball. Let's just quickly correct this then, so that we're doing what the assistant thinks. He is a pretty good tactician, David Dunn. So I think let's make that sub. We'll take Fernandez off and Robbins can come on for his debut. Obviously signed last year, but carried on being on loan at Swansea. Absolutely ripped it up in the Championship again, scoring, I think it was 26 in 40, something like that. Marin, can he get a second assist of the game? In it goes, looking for Fernandez, who's just about to come off. But Bournemouth deal with it as Sagawa gets it away. Again, still on attacking. I'm not too fussed. 17 minutes to go. Silvano does come forward as Bournemouth look to launch a counter, but Chalk is there. He's had a very good debut. Charlie Chalk. Bonin into Gashi. Up it goes to Ludwig. Flicks it onto Charlie Chalk. Bonin and Ludwig just having their own little game, and Bonin gets round the tackle into Chalk. Chalk stopped. Gets there, and Silvano. That's a terrible clearance. Bunga to Taylor. Taylor out to Ludwig. Ludwig, can he put a cross? And he does, and Robbins is there, and it's a debut goal for Robbins. He's stepped up and brought his Championship form. He's offside. Oh, John Robbins. He's offside. Denied a debut goal for the mighty Folkestone Invicta as Marin puts that one in, heads it away. Gashi comes to try and meet it, but Bonner keeps it alive into Isaac. Isaac comes forward with it, and he's still going, Isaac. Still going, puts a cross in. Silvano with a header over the bar. And as they've just made another change, we'll just quickly update them. But I think I'm going to just leave it as it is, I think. Chalk. Charlie Chalk with the ball in, looking for Ludwig, headed away. Chia will get there. Keeps it alive. And he's robbed by Amador. Amador comes forward down the right on the counter-attack. He's still going. And Chia tries to get back at him. Can't get the ball. Amador's done really well. Marin heads it away. Davies is there. Forced backwards to Can back to Montenegro. They've got a whole country playing for them. And a whole nation in Spain, in Bilbao. Isaac, great tackle from Marin. Back to Marcus Vinicius. Over to Silvano. Silvano into the box. Puts it in. Bono with a header over the bar. And in the end, not too much to get worried about, to be honest. Right, let's make our third and final sub with 10 minutes to go. We will do James Taylor off. We'll bring Paulo Cesar on. And I think that will see us through for the game as Isaac picks up the ball into Marcus Vinicius. Marcus Vinicius goes long. Bonin wins the header. Chalk. Good ball into Chia. Chia into Robbins. Oh! Chia was desperate to try and set up his new teammate. But it's a good block from Montenegro. And, well, we are playing very well, to be honest. Chia. Chia back to Bonin. Bonin all the way out to Charlie Chalk again. Left-footed, so he should cut back onto that left. He does. Gives it to Bonin. Back to Chalk. Chalk tries to put a cross and it hits Amador. And I'm hoping that will see out the game. As they go 4-3-3, we may as well just counter that very quickly. We don't need to overlap anymore. We will play wide again, although they'll get the gaps in the middle. We'll do a defensive and wide, sorry. Let's get it underway. Paulo says, the ball in. It's over Chalk's head. Berger will get there. And his touch was poor, but Bunga is back to keep an eye on the situation very well. Ludwig into Bonin. Bonin all the way out to Chia. Chia's in on goal. Great save from Sagawa again, but Chia was offside. I'm very interested to see how Abel gets on in this formation as well as a right winger, because he did very well at Brighton on loan, who are in the Premier League and had a very good season last year. And he was very instrumental in their good season. So I'm hoping he can produce that form with us, as that's very well cleared away by Berger. Paulo Cesar picks it up into Bonin. Bonin over to Chalk. Chalk knocks it back across. Montenegro with the header. Bonin again. He's done well since coming on. Ludwig in the last 5 minutes of the game. Ludwig on the left. Down to Chalk as Can makes a good header. But that's a great header from Ludwig. Bobbins. I'm going to keep calling him Bobbins. Silvano is through. Silvano shoots. Ramos with a good save. It goes behind for a corner. Credit to Bournemouth. They've done all right. They haven't really created anything clear. We've apparently created 2. They have had 3 half chances. We've scored from our 2 clear-cut chances, probably, is the fact there. Silvano in. Bonner at the near post, but can't get it on target. We'll just drop down to balance for the last couple of minutes as we go down the other end with Marin into Paulo Cesar. Back to Marin. Into Paulo Cesar again. Back to Marin. We're trying to work this in. Bunga. Bunga is blocked, and Bournemouth will get an attempt here because they're going to launch men forward. Gashu with a good header. Ludwig. Now we're going to launch people forward. Ludwig's still going. That's a terrible pass, and Bournemouth will probably score from this. Alexander Isak in on goal, and Ramos with a fantastic save again. And it's gone down as a half chance, that. I would definitely say that was a clear-cut chance, that, for Isak. But as we head into injury time, they leave 3 men up. We've got 2 men back, so that could be a problem. Paulo Cesar. Ball in. Chia can't get there. It's going to fall to Bonin on the edge. Bonin is going to do a dangerous pass, but Marin read it. Into Berger. Back to Marin. Into Bunga. Up to Chia. Chia gets through, and it's just his finishing lets him down. If Abel's got finishing to his game, if Amir Abel's got finishing in his game, then Chia's position as starting right winger could be in jeopardy as Berger intercepts that well. Picks out Charlie Chalk, who's had a very good debut, and Sagawa makes the save again. Charlie Chalk for MOM, if you ask me. If you ask me, he should be man of the match. Ludwig, looking for Chalk again. Montenegro reads it well, goes long. Berger with a header. Bunga with about 40 seconds to go in the game. Chia puts a ball in. Oh, Montenegro just got it. Davies flicks it on. Marcus Vinicius into Bonner. Down the line to Silvano. One last hope for Bournemouth to get one back, and it's cleared away by Ludwig, who's also had a very good game at left back, who struggled in the start of the second half, but he's come into it well. Robbins, that was Bobbins, and it's cleared away by Bilbao. That will be the end of the game. We take a 2-0 win for our first game of the season. But coming up next is Man United, which will be played offline. But Chia into Paulo Cesar, back to Marin. Into Paulo Cesar again. We're sort of lining men up in a line across the edge of the box there, but we get a 2-0 win at the Eddie Howe Arena, and I'm very, very happy with that result. Good way to start the season. Always good to start with a win. But we will leave it there for Bournemouth stumble out of the Eddie Howe Arena. Chalk scores in his debut. Lovely stuff. Dugdale struck by injury. And there we go. End to the first episode of season 14? 13 is it? 13 or 14? It's going incredibly well. I've loved this save. Absolutely loved it. It's been such good fun as Abel is back and may feature against Man United. We can look at his things here. So 7.02 goals, 9 for 28 appearances for Brighton. Had a very, very good season. It'll be interesting to see if Brighton actually drop off a bit now. They don't have him anymore. But yeah, very good. There you go. Let me know down below what you think of the Charlie Chalk coming in. Should I have made a bit more effort to sell players? What position should I have strengthened? And should I go and sign an older generation player for a bit of experience? Because I have got a very young squad. So we have that one place left in the squad. If we find an old English player on a free transfer, we can still bring him in. But thank you so much for watching. Leave a comment down below. Like the video if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you're new. And for now, I'm out. Cheers.